Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. When we talk about Shanti, we have accepted Ashanti. When we talk about a rich person, we have created a poor person. When we talk about a tall person, we have created a shorty. When we talk about an intelligent one, we have created a dumb. So all our life, we have been living only in this relative existence. See? Imagine, you are the one in this whole universe. The one. Then you are man or woman. You are tall or short. You are rich or poor. You are human being or animal. You are sentient or inert. See? So, when we talk about Satchidananda, we continue to be in this relative world. In this relative world, we talk about experiences, and every experience has three components. The experienced, the experiencer, and the experiencer. The experienced object is referred as Sat, because we can never experience Asat or absence. Even the absence is recognized as existing. See? Who is in that room? There is nobody. See? So, even the existence is required for the establishment of absence. Number one. So, as long as we are living in this world, and if our focus is all the time on the objective world, we are caught up only in this Sat existence. And therefore, we will be always afraid of non-existence. You know, today we went to somebody's place for evening tea, and there was a child, very sweet child. And the child said, I am very much afraid of this word death. See? Because this is existence, I don't want to disappear. So fear of death. So if we keep on holding on to something which is existing, it is bound to lead to the fear of death. See? Now the second step is the experience. Experience is always in the form of knowledge. See? For example, suppose somebody doesn't tell me and I don't know. It happened actually once. Somewhere my talk was going on like this, and there was one sweet girl like any one of you, and then that girl came, talk was going on, and she came all the way on the stage, and I didn't bother. Why should I bother? She is coming. Remember one principle: if you want to go beyond Satchidananda, stop reacting to anything in this world. Vijanan vidvan bhavate nativadi, Upanishad says. The one who is abiding in the absolute is not obsessed with anything. See, nativadi, na ativadi. So the girl came up, and others said, I don't know why she is going home. So she came very close to me and in my ear she says, Swamiji, yes, there is a spider on your beard. Shall I remove? I said, remove only the spider, not the beard. Because it is not a wig, it is original. I went to which place? In Finland, there is an Arctic Circle, and there is one village called as Santa Claus village. In that village, everything is Santa Claus post office, everything. So when I went, those days I used to put on the whole gown, red gown. And there were two sweet girls, parents, and we all went to that Santa Claus village. And we went to see that Santa Claus. So we saw, hi, everything was over. Then he asked, who is this gentleman with you? So that girl said, he is our Indian Santa Claus. Then he asked, what is the difference between me and him? So now the girls score hardly 5-6 standard. Swamiji, what should we tell? I said, tell them that this is original, it's not a wig. His is a wig. If you pull it, it is no more there. So when this girl told that there is a spider here, then I came to know and then it existed for me. So every experience demands knowledge. Without knowledge, no experience is possible. See? When we are hitting the chisel and hammer on a stone, the stone doesn't run away. But if somebody takes the same chisel and hammer and hits on our nose, therefore, the second aspect is Chit or knowledge. Now, like in case of the existence, when we have not discovered this absolute existence, we are always carrying the burden of existence versus non-existence. And therefore, there is always fear of extinction. See? May I not cease to be. This is the unsaid call of everyone. I want to continue. See? So, existence, if we hold on in a wrong manner, we are bound to have a fear of non-existence. Similarly, knowledge, if we hold on in a wrong manner, we will be always having a fear of deception. Somebody come and he may deceive me. See? And therefore, what is our life? Our life is living in the fear of extinction, living in the fear of somebody may deceive me. See? And therefore, all the time moving with suspicion. Samshaya atma vinashyati. See? How this wrong understanding of Chit or knowledge leads to this suspicious existence. See, there was a boy somewhere, a grown up person, about 27, 28, and he had this problem. He had this notion that everybody is after him and they want to kill him. Even his own parents. So when we will all sit together for food, he will not sit. His plate is there, he will not sit. And when his father takes food, 1 or 2 bites, he will watch which are the things his father is eating. Then he will say, Dad, get up from here. Go and eat that. Let me see. And then whatever his father has tasted, that alone he will eat. Because he has not such a doubt. Maybe somebody may come and give me poison and I will die. See, friends, living in suspicion is living death. Because there is no clarity in knowledge. Chit, wrong understanding of knowledge. The third is Ananda. Now here is the worst kind of understanding about Ananda. For us, Ananda means what? Indulgence. For us, prosperity means what? More choices. More the choice we give, more prosperous we are. And therefore, our whole life is only running after happiness. The most miserable search in this world is the search for happiness. If you observe, all that we do or we do not do is aimed at only getting happiness. See, some people eat up to the nose for getting happiness. Other people observe fast. That is also for happiness. One person sleeps up to 10 o'clock in the bed for happiness. The other one gets up early in the morning and starts running to come back. He reaches nowhere. But he has to do that. See? So all our pravrutti, involvement and nivrutti, withdrawal, all of them are aimed at getting happiness. See, friends. But we have never thought over, is this real happiness or it is a slavery? See, friends. And after some time, we start accepting slavery as happiness. See, friends. And therefore, it is necessary for us to understand this Satchit Ananda and go beyond. See, that to understand this, take an example, it will be very clear. This is one example, one person told me in Bombay, Swamiji, where from you get these examples, kindly give me reference of that book. I will also like to study and use them in my lectures. So I told, one example is standing in front of me and talking to me. See? If we can learn from our every experience, then only we can grow wise, not otherwise. So, this example. First, waves. Second, ocean. Third, water. Three things. Now, when we are living at the level of waves, imagine each one of us is a wave. What will be our life? I versus you. Competition, jealousy, achievement, failure, success, birth, growth, stagnation, death. This is our life history. See? Balastavat krida saktah tarunastavat taruni raktah. Vruddhastavat chinta saktah parame brahmani gopi. So we continue. As waves, we have nothing but struggle. Then there is jealousy, there is competition. See? If his son is going for tennis, my daughter will go for Bharatanatyam. But your daughter, she doesn't like Bharatanatyam. She is a Bhangra brand. But I want to teach her. See? Why? Competition, jealousy. See, friends. Therefore, as long as we live as an individual, Vyakti. Till then, we will be constantly struggling in our life. Because I versus you, I versus you. Fear, failure, achievement, celebration. There is no end to this story. Then, by the God's grace, we take a pause. See, friends, if you keep your vision open, you will see every experience gives you a message. Every experience. For example, here we go on the traffic, there is a sign, stop. In the same manner, we are constantly running like a rat race, but we don't know who is the rat. Whether we are running after the rats or we are the rats, and the time is running after us. See? So just pause for a moment, stop. And then, parikshalokan karmajitan brahmana nirvedamayat na asti akritaha krutena tad vijnanartam gurumeva vigachet samit panihi shrotriyam brahmanishtam. See, pause and just look behind. What we have achieved till date. See, and then we will come to know, when we were not in this world, there was nothing lacking. When we will leave this world, there will be no lacuna. Therefore, when we are in this world, most unwanted furnitures. But what we think? Konyosti sadrusho maya. Without me, how the world can move? There was a bullock cart carrying a lot of grass, and bullocks were pulling, and the driver was sitting. Hot summer days. After going for about 5-10 miles, the cart owner stopped the bullock cart near some tree, unyoked the bullocks, tied them down. Below that cart, one dog was also walking in the shade. And he was the most tired one. So, why are you tired, dear? Why are you tired? I was carrying the whole load of that bullock cart. See, friends, our story is like that foolish person who was unnecessarily goody-goody. Friends, these goody-goody people are very dangerous. I am never in favor of these goody-goody fellows. They have got a different face to show and different inside. See? So, when these goody-goody people are living in this world, they try to prove how they are good. So, one goody-goody friend was going on a camel back, and he had a lot of load with him. So, when he sat there, he took one bag of rice, about 10-20 kilos, and put it on his head, his own head. And he was sitting on the camel and going. So somebody asked him, "Hey man, what are you doing?" No, I don't want to put all the burden on the camel. Therefore I am lifting myself. See? You all must have experienced this in your life. The best way to control the children is to keep them busy. Isn't it? The best way to control God is to keep Him busy. How to keep Him busy? He is taking care of our life. But we feel, without me, how the world will move. So the Lord says, okay, you take care. And He is enjoying. Huh? You enjoy and let Him suffer. See, friends, we simply say that we have faith in God and fear in the heart. See, friend, these two things can never coexist. If we really have faith in God, we will not be leading a disgusting life. See, friends, if we are disturbed, the only reason is we don't have an anchor. We have to have some anchor in life. It doesn't matter what is that anchor. Whether it is a temple or a place or a river or a person or a theme or some goal, something for what we completely surrender. And when we fully surrender, then we go beyond our intellect. Going beyond the intellect is the way to go beyond Satchidananda. Because when we are living in the relative world, experience and experiencer, relative world. In the relative world, we are constantly arguing about everything. Friends, the truth is beyond logic. See, one day one girl asked me this question. Swamiji, who created God? So I asked her, Beta, you tell me, who asked you to ask this question? Mummy. So I asked, Mama, why don't you ask me directly? See, I said, God is that about which no question is valid. There cannot be any question. There cannot be any doubt. That experience is God. Now discover, what is that about which you have no question and no doubt? Is your own presence. Do you have any doubt whether I am there or not? Pata nahi yaar. We have no doubt about it. We have no question about it. And yet we doubt. Because we are caught up in this Chit, the knowledge. Therefore, if we discover a place, at least one place in the world, wherein we don't ask questions, see, the net result will be, we will transcend the intellect. One child asked this question, Swamiji, how God punishes us? So I told him, have you eaten dahi vada? He said, of course, I like it very much, but mummy doesn't know how to prepare. So I said, you know how dahi vada is prepared? You take a container made out of the leaves. Or if you are in Bombay Chowpatty, then take the old Samna or Sakar newspaper. And in that, they will be taking out that dilapidated looking thing called as dahi vada raw from the water, and it will put here. And then with their same lovely clean hands, they will be taking out little bit of dahi on that sprinkle, and then the black pepper and the red pepper and the salt and all that. And after that was done, then they do like this thing and dressing. And then it is given. So when you eat, you suffer. Exactly this is what God has, his technique. You know that container is our cranium. In that cranium, like the dahi vada, is our brain. If you don't believe in me, open and see. So, on that dahi vada, the brain, God has sprinkled spices called as intellect. And then he closes. And he lets us loose in this world. Thereafter, all the intelligent people are extremely miserable. Simple people, they are surprised why these people are miserable. See, this is how God punishes. And how do we get inflicted by this intelligence? Only by one technique. About everything there is a question. Why? Because the sky is too high. See, friends, get this point across. Life becomes extremely simple. See? So when you have some altar, I'll give you an example. There is one person, a Sardarji, and I have never known him. Who is he? And I don't know anything about him. And this much I know, I have no yogic powers or siddhis. I am a bluff person. So there is no question of any great powers. Sometime he will ring me from somewhere. And he is calling me for last almost 10-15 years. He goes, Swamiji, this is the problem. You pray for me that this should be sorted out. Okay? I said, okay. And he puts it on the phone. And after 2-3 times, he called me. Swamiji, sadi shadi nahi ho rahi. I am not getting married. Do something. I said, okay, you will get married in 3 months. And he got married in 3 months. Thereafter, life continued. Then, Swamiji, 3 साल हो गए, बच्चा नहीं हो रहा. Straight away. I said, होगा. 6 महीने में होगा बच्चा. And she got conceived and got the बच्चा. Again asked, on phone everything. I have not seen to whom I am talking. He said, लड़का होगा कि लड़की होगी? लड़की होगी. क्यों? मैं कह रहा हूँ इसलिए. And the ladki was born. See? And the height was, when he was, he is a farmer, looks like from a small Punjab village. He was wanting to buy some buffalo. He was in this animal market and he was having negotiation with this fellow. And he called me, Rukka ek minute. Swamiji, I am purchasing a buffalo. This person is asking this amount. Should I buy or not? I said, no, don't buy. Nahi chahiye. See, friends, whatever he wanted, that started happening not because of any powers in me, but because of his uncompromising faith. It is said, faith can move mountains, provided our faith is stronger than the mountain. Our faith has got the wheels. We push it and we go back. See, friends. Now what logic is there? He calls me on phone, शादी नहीं होगी, ऐसे 3 months में हो जाएगी. And what is the logic? Tell me. See, friends. Sankalpa prabhavan kaman tyaktva sarvan asheshata. When you are able to maintain freedom from thoughts, that time the dormant divinity in you starts surfacing. And that is possible only when we surrender. So this is the second vision in the relative world. The wave is looking at the ocean. First, the wave was looking at the wave. So competition, jealousy, frustration, anger, so many things. Now the same wave is looking at the ocean. Now what will be the interaction of the wave with the ocean? Argument? Logic? Reason? No. Only surrender. No competition. See, friends, wave belongs to the ocean. Surrender means we are not possessive, but we belong. See, when the child is small, that time the child belongs to the mother. The quality of that relationship is different. Now the same child has become a man, got married. That time the mother possesses the child. And when she starts possessing the child, the load of possession makes that mother miserable. So many 9 months I carried him to see this day. He should have carried on the back. See, friends. Therefore, when we discover this simple principle, we have to transcend this barrier of logic. And this barrier of logic can be transcended, Sri Krishna, when we disappear. Ocean can become the wave can never become the ocean. See, Vedanta does not give you false promise, posthumous realization. No, it is here and now. Number one. Number two, there is no freedom for I. You take other paths, they talk about freedom for I. Little bit of yoga these fellows do. And then, Swamiji, since I came on this line, some people ask us also the same question. Swamiji, please don't mind. When did you come on this line? What line? The spiritual line. What reply can I give? So I said, since I stopped line marna, so little bit of yoga here and there we do, and then we start evaluating and glorifying ourselves. You know, earlier I used to eat every day non-vegetarian, you know. Since I came on this line, now I eat alternate days. So this I is improving. Friends, I cannot be improved. I has to be deleted. Freedom from I is the real freedom. And this is the process. When we live karma and yoga, there the I becomes very strong. I have done so much, I have done so much, I have done so much, I. To such an extent that we open an account in a bank called as ICICI. And you know that bank, what is the meaning of ICICI? I see identity crisis. I see I am confused. This is what I am. So we are constantly doing something good or bad, but I is becoming very fat. The yoga people, they do lot of yoga practices, there also I becomes very fat. And then we start leading a life holier than thou. See, there was one Tamil girl, now she is married and grown up. When she was maybe in her 20s, her parents have found out some good boy watching, you know, this, what you call, horoscopes and all that, according to their community and everything. So these girls say, I don't want to get married to this boy. So the parents told Swamiji, this is the best we could get, but she doesn't understand. I said, okay, let me talk to her. I asked her, I said, hey, please count on the bad points in the boy. Does he smoke? No. Does he drink? No. Does he run after girls? No. Is he dumb? No. Is he educated? Yes. He has got good job? Yes. He belongs to your community? Yes. Now tell what are the wrong points. Swamiji, he is not spiritual. हमने कहा, who told you are spiritual? Because you go and attend one or two satsanga, because you can chant like a tape recorder, Urdhva Shakam Ashwatam. That doesn't mean we are spiritual. See, friends. Therefore, this karma and the yoga, they make our eye very strong. We have to transcend this eye. And for transcending this eye, the first step is the path of devotion. Be very attentive. When we are dealing with ourselves, deal with Vedanta. Apply Vedanta on yourself. Atyanta malino dehaha, dehi chatyanta nirmalaha, asangohamiti jnatva, shauchametat prachakshate. The body is disgusting. Atyanta malino deha. Dehi cha atyanta nirmalaha. But the embodied is immaculate, pure. That is me. And not this wretched body. Work on that. And when it comes to others, atyanta malino deha. No. Don't condemn other bodies. Then deho devalaya proktaha, dehi devo niranjanaha, architaha sarva bhavena swanubhutya virajate. See, we are all the mobile temples of God. Start suspecting divinity in everyone. Suspicious we are. So the investment we have. So now invest. कहीं भगवान तो नहीं आ रहा. See, your whole attitude will change in life. And in this manner, when we invoke this devotion in our heart, then our eye starts getting sublimated. See? It is something like, in a dark room, if there is a candle, it looks very bright. And the same candle, noon time, bright sun, you keep it on the road, we don't even notice the flame in the presence of the bright sunlight. In the same manner, as long as we are comparing ourselves with the poor people, we think we are wise. But when we surrender ourselves to some higher altar, then we come to know we are most insignificant. See, friends, therefore, the second technique our scriptures tell to go beyond Satchidananda is to drop this I and come to discover that we are not Vyakti or individuality. But then what we are? We are Abhivyakti or manifestation. See? As body, we are Vyakti individualities. As life, we are all one. But our attention is not on the life. Our attention is on the bodies. See? There was one girl, Catholic girl, Catherine her name, and her husband, Enoch. Both of them very close friend of mine. On some hill station it used to happen. So he was a taxi driver. Never he came for my lectures, but I used to go sometime to their place, have a nice tea, coffee. and they became very close. So one day he told me, Swamiji, your Kathy has delivered a baby. I said, oh, very good. I'll come and see her later. Okay, now I'm going for my lecture. Thereafter, again in the evening when my lecture was over, he was standing. He has never come for my lecture. He was standing outside. I said, hey, what happened? So his face hanging, oh, she is bleeding profusely and I don't know what to do. I said, you catch hold of her mother, father, brother, sister, somebody will have the matching blood and give her. We did that, blood match also, but they say according to our religion we cannot give blood. I said, now don't argue, pray to Lord Jesus that my blood should match with her. And I straight away went, and his grace, blood matched perfectly. I said, now take the blood, and she was saved. After about 15 days, I went to her when she became normal. I said, Kathy, bottle Christian, liquor Hindu. Tell me, if our attention is on life, we will not have this attitude of differentiation. Mai arumora toratai maya. See the different avatar of the ladies. I know all ladies are angry against me, but I don't care. Because that is their nature and this is my nature. Lady or a woman as a mother is the better than the best. Nobody has got any objection about it. When the same mother becomes the mother-in-law of the son-in-law, she is better than the mother. All the gents must be having this experience. Now the same lady who was a mother and who became the mother-in-law of the son-in-law, when the same lady becomes the mother-in-law of the daughter-in-law, there are chemical changes. Now what is the reason? Reason is this. We get caught up in the Vyakti individuality. So all the spiritual practices rise above the individuality, the Vyakti, and come to discover that we are essentially Abhivyakti, the manifestation, and not the Vyakti, the individuality. See, friends. Now, is it not our own experience? When we look at the child, if it is my child, my perception is different. If it is somebody else's child, my perception is different. What is the reason? The reason is my child is not a Vyakti, but my Abhyakti. See, in the same manner, all the great masters live in this world not as a Vyakti, but as a Abhivyakti. Name dveshosti na priya. Bhagavan Krishna very says in Bhagavad Gita, for me there is none who is dear and none whom I hate. There is a story attributed to Bhagavan Krishna. When Uttara was attacked by the Brahmastra, by this Ashwathama, a still baby was born who was Parikshit. That time she straight away goes to the Lord and says, please enliven him, or else our whole clan is wiped out. He is the last one. That time Bhagavan says, if I have any biasness towards anybody, whether Pandavas or Kauravas, if I have biasness, this child will not enliven. And if I don't have biasness, then the child will enliven, and the child is enlivened. Friends, Samatvam Yoga Uchyate, what Bhagavad Gita says, equanimity of our mind is the highest spiritual attainment. Whether you talk about Karma Yoga, You talk about Ashtanga Yoga. You talk about the Bhakti Yoga, path of devotion. Or you talk about the path of knowledge. In all of them, this is only one thing emphasized innumerable times in Bhagavad Gita. That equanimity is the ultimate in life. See, friends, and equanimity can come only when the individual identity, individual entity dissolves. How can we achieve this? This is one technique. When we dissolve our identity, our individuality, we don't look upon others as individuals. See? Immediately the change will come in our life. And the change is only because we have surrendered ourselves before the divine will. To that extent, our I is liquidated. Such a person has pure mind. Pure mind is that mind where inquiry about the self kindles naturally. Like a pure mirror is that mirror wherein our reflection is perfect. When our mind is so pure that in this mind only the reflection reveals the divinity and not the devil. See, the difference is in the reflecting media. Now, why we are not able to experience the same thing what great masters experience? They lived on the same time scale. They lived in the same economic turmoils, political differences or difficulties. Yet, they continued to be great. And what is the reason? This is the reason. They were not caught up in Satchidananda. They went beyond. Therefore, in our experiences, one component is the world of experience, with its experience as existence. Every experience is in the form of knowledge, and therefore, this knowledge becomes a burden for us. Then the third component is the experiencer. Now this experiencer, when he is given this treatment of path of devotion, slowly this seeker starts liquidating his ego. And in Narad Bhakti Sutra, one sutra I like the most. There Naradji says, Vado na avalambyaha. Never take refuge in any arguments with anybody on any issue. Never argue. The best way to disagree is to agree immediately before somebody says yes, yes, yes. What is that? How does it matter? This technique I follow while taking food. Before eating, I say it is good. Sentence khatam. Otherwise, how many times can you tell lies? So when we take this path of devotion, our mind is at peace now. How our mind is peace? Like the child who is in the lap of the mother. See, you must have read this story in a ship which was going in the sea. People are always frustrated, seasickness and all that, and they sit there with their swollen face and all like that, Instead of enjoying. And there was a child, and he was thinking, why these people are not enjoying in such an open space? We can run, we can play and all that, but nothing. Everybody is seriously watching. And he was taking photographs to show somebody that I have not seen, now I have seen. And then after some time, the sea became rough, So the boat or the ship started moving this way, that way. And then all the elderly fellows who were sitting, they also started toppling down and on that. Now this child thought, oh, now all are playing with me. And he was happy. Because everybody was playing. Then one man asked him, hey, are you not afraid? He said, why? We are all playing. What is there to be afraid of? No, it is a terrible time. Maybe something happens to the ship, we may go into the sea. Really? He ran, went to his mom, sat in her lap with the thumb in. So he was asked, are you not afraid? Now I am in my mom's lap, nothing can disturb me. Do we have that? If we are sincere, look within. What we are today is not the result of our efforts, but it is a sheer divine grace. Where is I? See, friends, and the one who becomes miserable in life is this I. See, friends, then we go beyond Sat, Chit and Ananda. Our Ananda is only getting the things and becoming happy. See, the real Ananda is this freedom. So we go beyond the relativity. Going beyond relativity is we transcend the experienced, experiencer and experiencer. And if we come to this point, Bhagavad Gita in the 18th chapter ultimately tells what should be the lifestyle, and when we follow that lifestyle, what we attain. These are only hardly 2-3 verses. Work on it and see, you will go beyond. बुद्ध्या विशुद्धया युक्तः धृत्यात्मानं नियम्य च शब्दादीन् विषयान् त्यक्त्वा रागद्वेषो विदस्य च विविक्तसेवी लघ्वाशी यतवाक्कायमानसः ध्यानयोगपरो नित्यं वैराग्यं समुपाश्रितः अहंकारं बलं दर्पं कामं क्रोधं परिग्रहं विमुच्य निर्ममः शान्तः ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते ब्रह्मभूत प्रसन्नात्मा न शोचति न कांक्षति समः सर्वेषु भूतेषु मद्भक्तिं लभते पराम. This is going beyond Chidananda. And this is the path given. And here nowhere it is said, you go to the Himalayas. No, wherever you are. Changing place, expecting the time to change and situation to change so that we can practice our spiritual life is like one man. We were in Goa with so many nice kids. And I was, going in the sea and swimming, playing with the kids. And there was one man came, put on the towel. So I said, hey man, come on. So he looked at me. No, I am waiting for the waves to stop. So I told him, Vivekananda, you are standing like this. I said, Vivekananda, whole life you stand there with your towel on. You can never come inside the sea. Don't wait for a muhurta to happen. Start right now and here. And when we start in a right way, what will happen? So that I will tell you. So when you practice the result, sadhana will automatically happen. This particular 54th verse of Bhagavad Gita's 18th chapter is the one which I like the most. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. See, Brahma Bhuta means what? It's not a Bhuta Brahman. Brahma Bhuta means what? Like a student goes to the medical college. First year, he just got the admission. From that time onward, everybody in the house starts calling him Dak Sahab Aao. He has not even given the first semester. He is called a Dak Sahab Aaja. In the same manner, Brahma Bhutaha, he who is committed to go beyond the total relative world, he, Brahma Bhuta, first symptom, Prasannatma. Bhagavad Gita begins its instructions from Prasannatma. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasyoupajayate prasanna chetaso yashu buddhi pariyavatisthate. Prasanna chetasaha, the one who is always of cheerful disposition, he alone can think of God. A miserable person will think of misery, not God. Imagine yourself, you have got a root canal, and with that root canal you sit for meditation. What will be that meditation? Sentimental. It won't be transcendental, it will be sentimental. What is mudra? Don't disturb, it's terrible. A person who is miserable, Abhaji ke kya kare? So meditation comes. Forget about it. See, the Lord told me, those who are miserable, I keep them away from me. I don't like. And there are two techniques. One is Rama technique, second is Krishna technique. You know Rama technique? When these people eat his head constantly, Ram, 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 he gets so fed up. And therefore Rama has Hanumanji. Chu. And Krishna technique. You want to read Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna, and if you are in a hurry, then do the SMS. JSK, JSK, JSK. So you may go on telling Jai Shri Krishna, but who is listening? He is busy in his own flute. He doesn't listen. These are the two techniques. Don't disturb him. Prasannatma. One person asked this question, how do I know whether God is happy with me or not? I said, are you happy with yourself? It's most important. Prasannatma. Now what is the meaning of Prasannatma? Prasannatma doesn't mean there was one driver in Visakhapatnam. I went to my friend's place and he had this habit. Every sentence before he speaks, he will laugh. Late ho gaya. There are some people, before talking they laugh and they talk. So we were supposed to go somewhere and he came late. We were supposed to go at 7 o'clock, he came at 9 o'clock. So when he came at 9 o'clock, same thing. My father died. And therefore I could not come. May I go home? This is not Prasannatma. See, Prasanna Chetas, Bhagavan defines this, meaning of this word. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasyopajayate. When we practice prasada buddhi. What is prasada buddhi? Prasada buddhi is, just observe. When you go to some temple and you happen to reach at the right moment, that aarti is done and they give you tirtha and prasad. So when the prasad comes in our hand, what is the quality of our mind and understanding that time? Observe. First, when we get prasad, we feel blessed. Second thing, we don't compare our prasad with others. Usko zyada diya. We don't compare. Third thing, we do not want to improve upon prasad. See? In Bidar, Karnataka, there is one Gurudwara, very pious place. It's called as Jina Sahib Gurudwara. And all those ragis are very good friend of mine, so I go there whenever I go. So they will be giving, and real prasad you get only in Gurudwara. Not with small chammach. The worst ghee is given by Tamilians. You know, they have this small chambu. And with that chambu, they give ghee to 200 people. And the spoon is the one which is used for cleaning the ear. But when you go to Gurudwara, they give nicely, full handful. So when they gave me that prasad, halwa, I asked my friend, Saji, inadenal achar sega? With the prasad, we don't want to improve. Uske saath thoda achar de do. No. So what is prasad buddhi? We feel blessed, we don't compare, we don't want to improve, and we don't discard, we accept it. Have this attitude towards life. That is called as prasannata. Don't ask this wrong question. Why me? Reply, why not? See friends, when this prasannata remains, accept the world as it is. Then you go beyond Satchidananda. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. And such a master, na shochati. He is no more digging his past. See, old people have this habit. They never live in the present. Basic principle I will tell you. Nobody is interested in our past. Everybody is concerned about their future. But we have no future. Only the past. I was in Calcutta and somebody's house where I went for taking food. One old man came. Swamiji, you have come from where? I said, I came from Vrindavan. Vrindavan? Oh, how much it has changed. 50 years before it was so different, now it is so different. I said, Papaji, idhar aao. I took him near the sink where you wash your hands and there is a mirror. I said, look into the mirror. 50 years before it was like this. What do you get? Who is interested in our past? See? Na shochati. And about past, we only talk the glories. All our mischief. When we were children, we were never like that. Then you are Dumbo. Not like that. Na shochati and na kankshati. All the time expecting things from the people in this world is the highest sin. Write off your rights right away, or else they will perform your rights right now. Lead a duty-oriented lifestyle. We have no right on anybody in this world. Do we have right on our mind? The mind makes us dance. And this me, who is the victim of my own mind, similarly, my other person is victim of his own mind. So one victim is trying to control the another victim. Like the other day, somewhere in Delhi or somewhere, one beggar came and he said, Maharaj ji, kuch paisa do. Nale, ek bhikari, dusre bhikari ko maan. I am equally bhikari. What will I give? You give me something. See, friends, we have no right on anybody in this world. When you have no rights, you will never be disappointed. This principle I learned many years before. For the first time, I had lectures in Allahabad, and then my host sent me to Gurgaon. स्वामी जी वहाँ हमारे रिश्तेदार है, वो आपके लिए सब करेंगे. So all right, I went there. And when I reached there, all of them were waiting for me. All of them boarded in a bus which was standing outside their house, that matador type. And they said, oh, you have come, very good. Now our Dadaji is here, and Naukar is here, and house key is here, and we are all going to Haridwar for a pilgrimage. We'll come after 8 days. You be here for 8 days, okay? And wait. And no lecture, no nothing. You can talk to him. And I was so angry and frustrated. And then that old man was not hearing also. So, in that frustrated mode, I went to the nearby temple. I asked the servant, "Yahan koi mandir hai?" Go there. I went there. I am standing before the Lord, frustrated, not looking even at the Lord, only frustration. So that Pujari told me, Mahatma Ji, what happened? I wanted to bring out the poison. Suddenly I burst out. These people are like, oh. No, I want to talk only the old man. What will I talk? Very anger. He said, listen, do you know Bhagavat was told by Shukacharya ji to Parikshit ji 1-1. Others came and sat. It made no difference. So don't get disturbed. You talk to that man, whether he listens or not doesn't matter. You get an opportunity to talk, is it not? That day onward, everything changed. We have zero expectation from anybody, anything in this world. You can never get frustrated. See? Recently, 2-3 years before in Bangalore, one person, IT fellows, Bangalore means ITians. So, I got down from the flight, waiting near the belt, along with Murphy. You know Murphy? Murphy's law. If something can go wrong, it will. In all the houses of my Kundali, there is only Murphy. So, I am very happy with it. So when I got down waiting for my luggage, one ITN came, he said, Swami, how come you are here? I said, by default. What else reply can you give? He said, I am your fan. I said, keep moving. Then he asked me, you are giving lecture for so many years, but people don't change. Don't you feel bad? I said, why should I feel bad? On the contrary, I feel good. They should not change. If they change, where will I go? See, friend, if I expect that because of my lectures, you will change, it is the highest folly. When I talk, the first person to listen is me, myself. If my lectures, my talks, my words will not change me, will they ever change others? And this is how the frustration comes. I told my son, but he doesn't listen to me. Do you listen to yourself? That's a different topic. See, friends. Therefore, na kankshati, zero expectation from anything or anybody. And when you have zero expectation, you know what happens? Life is full of surprises. Don't we give surprises to our children? Their birthday comes, we don't tell them what we are giving. We pack it, such a difficult way. And then the child is opening, struggling, and see, we enjoy, let him struggle. And when he is opening, struggling, and when he gets the thing what he wanted as a surprise, how happy he is. Let every moment of our life be a surprise. Go home without expecting good food. If you don't expect good food, you will not feel bad. If good food comes, surprise. Life is in one tea garden. I read this. Life is like a cup of tea. Depends how you make it. See? If we boil it too much and then complain it is bitter, it is we who have made it bitter. We have got a choice to make our tea to our taste. In the same manner, we all have a choice to remain in this world and yet out of this world. Like the water is in the waves, yet doesn't suffer the limitations of the wave. The water is in the ocean and yet doesn't suffer the depth of the ocean. In the same manner, Satchidananda, the world is Sat, experience is Chit, experiencer is Ananda, but in and through all three of them, there is one principle, which is beyond Sat and Asat, which is beyond Jada and Chetana, which is beyond joy and sorrows. Therefore, Brahma Bhuta Prasanna Atma na shochati na kankshati samaha sarveshu bhuteshu. See again, samatva has come. Samaha sarveshu bhuteshu. Equanimous towards everyone. Sarveshu bhuteshu. Then mad bhaktim labhate param. That is what is called as the ultimate devotion. See, friends. Therefore, we are living as waves. Let us stop looking at other waves. Look at the ocean. And when you look at the ocean, then the ocean will have a different vision towards the waves. The ocean is not afraid of tsunamis. And the ocean is not feeling pity over small ripples. Never mind. No. Name dveshosti na priya. So the first vision, wave versus wave. Second vision, wave versus ocean. Third vision, ocean versus the waves. And the last vision, water versus all this. From the water standpoint, relativity, cause and effect, has no existence. Therefore, in Bhagavad Gita 13th chapter, when Bhagavan has to tell Kshetra and Kshetragya, there he says, Jneyam yattat prabhakshami yajnatva amrutam ashnute anadimat param brahma na tat sat na tat asat uchyate. I shall tell you the ultimate, beyond. Having known which, you attain freedom. Amrita Vaishnute. And what is that? Anadimat param brahma. The reality is beginningless and cannot be classified as is or not is. Sat asat na uchyate. See, friends. So to go beyond the sat asat is to go beyond the presence and absence of the worldly objects. When something is there, wonderful. Something is not there, super wonderful. फिर भगवान का नाम गाओ. Somebody asked a question to other person in the presence of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Who is the sadhu? So the other person said, sadhu is the one, if he is given food, he eats. If he is not given food, he doesn't eat. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa smiled. So they said, Thakur, why you are smiling? He said, no, this is the dog. If you give food to the dog, he eats. If you don't give, doesn't eat. Then who is a sadhu? Sadhu is the one, if somebody gives food, he eats. If somebody doesn't give you food, he chants the Lord's glory. Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. He is a sadhu. See the difference. Therefore, when we go beyond, presence and absence of things makes no difference. Honor or dishonor makes no difference. Joy and sorrows are equal. See, friends. Then our vision is totally different. Then we come to know that whether our eyes are seeing a red color or green or blue, it makes no difference to the eyes. Whether there are holy or unholy thought in the mind, it makes no difference to the mind. In the same manner, the conscious reality that we are, it makes no difference whether it is waking, dream or deep sleep or samadhi. These are like the clouds coming in the Chidakash. Those clouds which come and rain is a waking experience. Those clouds which come and only thunder without rains is the dream experience. When there is total darkness, it is a deep sleep experience. And when it is a cloudless sky, it is a samadhi experience. All of them have no impact on the conscious space that we are. This is beyond the Sat Chit Ananda. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya